Hey Gemini, it's Nicholas Ashbaugh. Welcome to your mid-month checkpoint. This is for March or what's left of it, and I know many of you might have been frustrated that it's taken me a couple of weeks to get to all of these videos. The long and short of it is I really just had to prioritize health. I had a little bit of a health incident at the beginning of the month. I'm feeling much better right now, but health is first, and without that, everything else really doesn't matter. So thank you guys for being patient, and the next round of videos are going to be even a little bit more compressed. I've already compressed these, but I will be doing shorter videos for April. I had to think for a second. So just be patient and be flexible. Sometimes change is good. All right, I'd like to get straight into channeled messages for you. As I was meditating on your sign, I had spirit keep pointing to the mouth, pointing to the teeth in particular. So a couple of messages here. If it's been a minute since you've gone to the dentist, it might be good. But when I look at the mouth, I also just think of the throat chakra and speaking up. And also the power of our nonverbal energy, like when we smile or when we engage with someone. So really make sure that when you're speaking, that you're aware of kind of what signals you're also giving off with your posture and with facial expressions. And a smile can open up a conversation, an authentic smile. And I'm also thinking of a crocodile or alligator, and sometimes it's like the words are slipping out of your mouth. So plan out important conversations. Get a little, you can use your phone and put notes on your phone or something like that so that you have that ready to collect your thoughts. And if you have an email or text or important conversation, put it in the drafts folder for a night and come back tomorrow and see if you feel the same way. This can help you from basically putting your foot in your mouth or saying too much. You can always add to a conversation, but you can't really subtract from it. So watch your words, because Spirit was basically pointing to the mouth or the teeth. Check out your teeth. If it's been a minute since you've gone to the dentist, maybe just make sure you're flossing and all of that. But I think the big thing here is the words coming out of your mouth and posture. All of those came through for whatever reason, and I just report what I see, and that's what I was seeing. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead now, shuffle the cards, and see what Spirit is bringing forth for the rest of this month. Please take a moment, close your eyes, imagine that the sun is shining directly overhead, creating a perfect circle around your body. Within that circle, welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters. Know also that you are protected and connected to Source. Okay, you have two catalysts this month, so let's break it down. So the presenting energy, the rabbit, is really auspicious because this represents abundance, speed, agility, and the ability for things to go faster. This is all about intelligence, seeing something and knowing something maybe that someone else can't or doesn't, and trying to convey that, trying to communicate that. And maybe that's why Spirit was pointing to the mouth. It's like, spit it out, say it. With the rabbit, I have two messages from Spirit. One, because they can sometimes run really quickly, is to avoid fight or flight mode. So if you start something new in your life and there's this inner struggle, I don't know if I can do this, and you want to run away, don't. Plant your feet, be still, and really just move beyond the fear. They eat a lot, rabbits. And sometimes I'm getting from Spirit, don't bite off more than you can chew. So this is more about resource management than anything. A lot going on with the mouth for whatever reason for this sign. So make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew. It's better to pace yourself, Don't overpromise. Make sure that you are being both realistic and honest with others when it comes to projects, commitments, and opportunities. But overall, I like the rabbit because to me, it's a symbol of abundance, again, connecting to that Queen of Pentacles energy. Don't second guess your senses. That's what I get with the owl in the reverse. Whether you've heard it or seen it or you feel it, there's something that came through that is exactly what you need to understand. But there's a sense of denial, and sometimes we see things that we don't want to see or know things that we don't want to know, but Spirit's trying to come in and help you avoid some sort of unnecessary drama. So trust your instincts. And because these two are kind of in opposition, the owl is a predator for the rabbit, we want to watch out for people that may not have your best interest at heart. We'll keep an eye on it in the spread, but it's just a general note, particularly as you get involved with new projects or relationships. All right, as I take a quick scan of the table, most of it's actually pretty good. We have some decision making that's necessary and things may not be uber clear, but we can manage that. Why don't we start with your centermost card, the wonderful, beautiful Nine of Pentacles. The card is in reverse, but look at how beautiful it is. This represents abundance. It represents the ability to do something on your own, and don't rush. That's why this card was reversed. Typically, there's a snail on the card, and that's indicative of taking your time, doing it the right way. Sometimes, not taking a shortcut, because in the long run, it's going to be something that you're happy with, that you're proud of, and that you can get behind. With the card reversed, there can also be such a fierce independence that even if someone comes and offers a helping hand and they're willing, ready, and able to kind of help you get it done faster, there could be this desire to just want to do it on your own. There's a time and a place for that. But if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling overwhelmed, accept the help. Better yet, if you need help, delegate or, work smarter, not harder. You're so close to the finish line, but sometimes with this card, it might be you're taking on too much. Okay, especially because crossing it is the Three of Swords. It's a reminder that sometimes money, title, prestige isn't enough. You have to make sure that your heart is happy. The health incident that I have was high blood pressure. So the heart in this Three of Swords can represent blood pressure, blood sugar, general cardiac health, and also just sadness. So if there's any of those categories where you're like, I need to focus on that, please do. But generally, this can just be disappointment, unhappiness, or a lack of fulfillment. And because it's connected to a work card, work or money, it's not enough. It feels like there's something more that you need in your life beyond work, responsibilities, and activities, depending on which stage of life you're in. So find something that makes your heart happy. And then, of course, from a health perspective, make sure you're taking care of your heart. In the deep past, we have the Lovers. So the Lovers is one of the best cards that you can get in the major arcana. It is a magnet, basically, because when this card comes through, it represents your ability to pull people and opportunities into your energy that make you happy. Some of you have found love. Some of you have decided to focus more on that, and that's setting the tone for this month. Again, with it upright, what I see here is that you've done the work in either healing relationships, setting the platform so that new relationships can come in, kind of like a Four of Wands moment, or just opening up to prioritizing love, friends, family, and new relationships this month. It's a good card to come through karmically. All right, in the recent past, we have the Empress in the reverse position. It's hard to let go. And for some of you, when it comes to project work or things that you're responsible for, there's an inner belief that you're the best person to do it. And you may be in certain circumstances. But if you do everything for everyone all the time, it can get exhausting. It's better to also empower, teach, and mentor people so that you'll have more free time. So let go of some things if you feel ready and willing to do so. For you, this is also saying take care of yourself. The Empress is one of the best maternal cards you can get. It's the best. She represents nurturing. She is a boss, yes, but she also takes care of everyone and births things and creates things and is a symbol of abundance. So she's good at doing that for everyone else, but when reversed, it's basically saying, put the same energy, power, and gifts into your own energy and into your own life. In the crowning position, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is following through following up on an idea. And he's saying, how about this? Or I want this, or take a look. It's a great sales card or marketing card, actually, depending on if that's something that you're trying to do in business. But for your own life, this is saying, I want and I need this to be happy, to be intrigued, to be connected. So please do something that lights up your crown chakra because you're curious, because you're engaged, because it makes you think. This is a great time to do something like related to training, go back to school, learn something new. Because that'll connect you also to that nurturing energy of the Empress reversed. As we take a look at the near future, which is really aligning to right here, now and next, we have the Justice card. Justice in the upright position, and it's on the precipice of making a decision. So in front of you, and if we actually, I'm going to turn the camera down one more time, right next to it we have the Two of Swords, which usually indicates a path that is unclear. So in your work, in your school, in your family, there might be something that's going on where you have to make a decision, but no one else knows what to do, and they're turning to you. Buy yourself a little bit of time, research. You can lean on the support of others, but ultimately, the Two of Swords invites us to go within. I'll find the traditional card while we're talking. But nobody else can basically tell you what to do but you. And one thing that I've learned the many years that I've been reading is that sometimes the two paths in front of you can be a red herring, can be a distraction. There might be a third or fourth option that is only going to be visible once you allow yourself a chance to think beyond the obvious, okay? So I'm just going to pull the two traditional cards because these are the ones in opposition. Justice is asking you to make a decision. Two of Swords is a lack of information or feeling like I can't do it. The Two of Swords is a fear and an illusion, and the blindfolds are asking you to not pay attention so much to expectations, surface information, etc., but to go deeper, to get your inner owl energy and to see and hear things that others can't. Because of your life experience, because of your intuition, because of your research. So you may feel like you can't do this, but you can. You have to trust your instincts and then move forward when you're ready. Justice is also about fighting for what matters. If you're in a place where you're not getting the support that you need or you're getting ignored, this can also be a place where, like in a job situation where you've been passed over for a promotion, or in school if you're not being seen or heard by the teacher, or in a partnership if your partner isn't recognizing your contributions. This is where you take the blindfolds off and say, wait a second, this is what I've been doing, this is how I feel, this is frustrating. And you initiate a conversation. I need this in order to feel appreciated and balanced. So I now understand it's really about speaking up. Use your voice. It's okay to speak up. It's okay to speak out. The other thing here with justice is legal matters. There might be something that you need to get documented for any number of reasons. Like if you're going to create a company, you need articles of incorporation. If you are getting married, you sign a contract. If there's something that's wrong, you speak up, you circle it, and you fix the contract. But lean on an expert, a lawyer, to kind of help you out with this so you can get the protection that you need. The card that represents you this month is Six of Cups reversed, but Six of Cups is a lovely card. Friendship, camaraderie, family, love. In the reverse position, there could be this inner saboteur that is asking, am I worthy? Am I ready? Am I deserving? The answer to all of those is yes. There's also discernment here. You may have a really clear vision of who it is that you're looking for in partnership, in friendship, etc. But if it's not there, you're starting to wonder, can it happen? Yes, but the more discerning you are, the more picky you are, sometimes the longer it takes. So don't ever sell yourself short of what you're worth or that you might be an attractive option here because in the deep past, we see the lovers. Patience. This is also about a lack of recognition. So you'll see in this card two people, usually there's an exchange of flowers. So with the card in the reverse position, especially because right above it in the environment is the Two of Swords, not seeing someone, not recognizing someone. You may not feel like you fit into a friend group, into a work group. You may not be getting your flowers of recognition, pay raise, any sort of just a pat on the back and job well done. So these are the sorts of things where you do want to use use your words and speak up and say, I really need to see more investment from you in this. Again, whether it's a relationship or a job, it's 50-50, or it should be close to that. Some of you are starting to grapple with the idea of, is it time to start a family or expand the family? And that's a great conversation to have. You have to make sure you're on the same page with your partner. All right, there's some ambiguity in the environment. Let's take the decision-making piece out and just look at the Two of Swords. There may not be clarity when it comes to someone else's communication, someone else's vision, particularly because the blindfolds go over the eyes and the ears. You may not understand what they're saying because it's just obtuse or ambiguous. Ask a question. Say to them, I'm not sure that I see or hear what you're saying. Can you show me an example? Can you cite sources? Help me see it from your point of view. Nothing wrong with asking for clarifying information. Okay. It's also, by the way, before I move on, okay to say, I don't know, but I'll look into it. This is a nice segue into hope, spheres, and opportunities. Good leaders, like the King of Swords, would oftentimes buy themselves time by just saying, I would like to look into this before I give you an answer. We need to research it. I need more information. I'm happy to give you the answer, but not today. This is better than faking it and pretending like you know it, because you'll end up creating more problems for yourself and potentially others. Now, King of Swords in reverse absolutely is about this. Speaking up, but brevity, not saying too much, inquisitive nature, like I saw with the Two of Swords, asking questions before speaking, thinking on it, sitting on it, and then saying what needs to be said. The King of Swords in reverse fights for what matters. He's absolutely connected to justice. Both of them can represent a lawyer or getting to the facts. He's not afraid to say no, and he's not afraid to call out something that doesn't make sense. That's not what we talked about. No, I'm not ready. Give me another day. Short, little, tiny tidbits like that. Both the King and Queen of Swords in reverse can sometimes come across in a way that is too short. As I'm doing this, I'm getting a quick sort of sound in my ear. So it's saying, listen to what other people are saying and listen to the way that they're saying it. The tonality of it. Like sometimes when people say yes, it's a no. Like, well, yeah, I guess. That is not convincing. You could say, it sounds like you have some concerns. Let me know what they are before we move forward. I really want you to be certain. Are you certain? So pay attention to nuances of communication. All right, you have a good card in the outcome. We have the Hierophant. If I can get the card unstuck here. There we go. So the Hierophant is in the upright position. Look at what he's doing. This is kind of like synchronistic. So the owl, which I just noticed we have two, is listening. And it really is more about listening this month. And so interesting that we have a card here in the environment where someone may not be looking at or listening to you. This is usually a leader, a parent, a sort of like elder person in your life. But this is also representing you, because you as a younger Hierophant, as a younger boss and builder in your own life, can lead by example. Active listening. And what I mean by that is, let's say someone says something to you. You can say, thank you so much. If I heard you correctly, you're looking for this and this. Is that correct? I have a question about this. Can we talk about that? You're showing that you've listened and that you have follow-up and that you're invested. There's so much to be gained by listening. You can learn a lot, and you can also gain the support of others. So here the two disciples are absolutely looking at that person like they're a leader, because there is a two-way road when it comes to communication. It's not just like a dictatorship. This is more like a democracy in this Hierophant, which isn't how the usual Hierophant is. So have an open, democratic, and when I say that, just that every voice matters kind of point of view, and then really kind of focus on making sure that everybody feels seen and heard. This is going to help you break down some walls, break down some barriers, and in relationships, love, and life, I think some great things can happen. This is also organization. So anything that you want to do, get organized, create a blueprint. And then in your own life, make sure that you have a schedule, a budget, a plan, an idea of what's next, and it's going to take you to the next level. Speaking of the next level, we're going to take a look at the expanded forecast, including health, wealth, love, and destiny. This is a little bit shorter this month. If you ever want to reach out to me and schedule a reading, you can do so by going to my website, and you can click the book reading link. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with health, which is your mind, body, and spirit. In health, we have the light. We can absolutely take a look at this at face value. The light is encouraging you to get outside, to get a breath of fresh air. It doesn't matter if it's the hottest or coldest day ever. Sometimes that change of scenery can really help with a mental reset. Also, for those of you that have, is it called like seasonal affect disorder, where there's too much, too little light can really throw off your circadian rhythm. Pay attention to that. Make sure that you're doing what you can to adjust that. I also think of light in the realm of focusing on the positive, connecting with spirit, having a meditation practice, because that's the lighter or brighter side of life. Also, while you're outside, make sure that you're wearing sunblock, because we're looking at the sun on that. All right, briefly taking a look at all things health related. So the eyes that kind of just pop out 3 times here are showing me if it's been a minute since you've gone to the optometrist or ophthalmologist. Now's a great time to do that. Audiologist as well, because the 2 of Swords usually has to do with seeing and hearing. And the mouth. So we have a lot going on here with, like, what is that? 4th, 5th, and 6th chakras. So basically focusing on the head. We don't always pay attention to that part of our body, but hearing, vision, and then dental. If there's anything going on in that general vicinity, these are the areas that are being highlighted in the cards, okay? Pregnancy is possible this month with the rabbit. It's a baby card for me. So be mindful of that if you're trying to start a family. If you're not, also be mindful of that. Especially here, because we have the Empress here. If you are pregnant, this could also represent a tricky pregnancy, one where you have to rest a little bit more and take care of yourself. So please do that. Balance. Vertigo. This is why the ears are coming through for some of you. There could be balance issues affected by inner ear sort of things that are going on. I believe it's like these little tiny particles in the inner ear that can sometimes cause that, but it can be diet, blood pressure, so many things can cause balance issues. So if that's coming through, please see the appropriate doctor, starting off probably with a general physician. Standard disclaimer applies. I'm not a doctor. Okay, other things with respect to health. If you don't understand something, get a second opinion and ask questions. That's something that I've done. I got second opinions when I was looking at the blood pressure stuff. I'm like, I need to talk to a few people, make sure that we've checked everything so that I know what I need to do to be healthy again. Again, lots of indications of children, pregnancy. So if you want to get pregnant, I think you can, but take care of yourself so that you and the baby can stay healthy. That's pretty much it. I really feel like the important thing right now is self-care and balance. I talked earlier about the heart. This is blood pressure, cardiovascular activity, blood sugar, cholesterol. Get a check. This is stuff that can actually be identified with a traditional general practitioner appointment. If you're depressed, if you're dealing with any sort of emotional tumults right now, talk to someone else who can create balance, create a safe space for you, give you the tools that you need to cope. It's a sign of strength to do so. Okay, looking at wealth. We have craft your focus. The card was reversed, so for many of you, you might be waiting for someone else to lay it all out, create the blueprint. And this one is saying, you get to decide. Also, because we have the word craft on this, some of you may have a certain skill that makes you like an artisan, where you create products and services. Maybe you have an Etsy shop or something like that. Lean into that. I love that. And anything creative in your life that you're really proud of, now is the time to lean into that. Okay, let's briefly break this down and look at some major subcategories. If you presently have a job, I think the biggest challenge right now is recognition and advancement. It feels like you're doing a great job, however, because the Lovers and the Hierophant show me that people see the contributions that you're bringing. They just may not be acting on it, may not be doing enough to support you, so speak up. You may need to use your voice and create some limits and boundaries. If something is legitimately wrong, call it out. If something's illegal or against policy, get an advocate to help you. I feel like you have a fighting chance for this to, whatever's out of balance, to become balanced because of the support and because you're well liked. If you're unhappy, it's time to look. And with the Hierophant here, there may be a glass ceiling for how high you can go. Sometimes this is just a very structured, traditional sort of thing where you have to go through all the levels, and maybe someone already has the title that you want and they're waiting for that person to move on, and it's a waiting game. So voice your concerns, create a plan, create a deadline in your head, and give them some time, but but it may take longer than you want. That's one thing that I'm getting here. Okay, moving on to those who are entrepreneurs. If you own your own company, things look pretty good overall. However, I'd really love for you to look at things like your terms and conditions, legal documents, hiring process. Make sure everything is legally, above the, where it needs to be. Go above and beyond. For customers and just the general morale in your own company, make sure that you're soliciting feedback and actively listening. Even if it's critical, if there's a constructive element, you can grow from that. If there's an unhappy customer, try to deal with that sooner than later so they don't create a bigger problem. The biggest strength you have right now is brand affinity and love. Lean into that. Show appreciation for your best customers and your best employees. Recognize them. Say thank you. Even if you feel like it's not a big deal, it is a big deal. Show them gratitude in both money and also like just gratitude, recognition. Okay? Moving onward to job seekers. If you're looking for a job, there's one rejection that I'm kind of happy that it didn't happen. It just feels like this place, you could end up lost and not appreciated or seen there. There's a bigger company that's probably going to be a better match for you. So the smaller one isn't necessarily where it's at. It might actually be too small. When you get involved with like a family business or a very small company, that's where sometimes they lack the proper capacity to take care of you, like through HR and through growth potential. So maybe go a little bit bigger. Something I don't always say, but if the cards show it, yes. Really get a second opinion when you're looking at a contract. It looks like you might get an option in front of you, but just make sure that there's not a loophole or something that you didn't see. Get a second set of eyes and ears on it, okay? Don't jump into something that you didn't like and do it again. Students, take care of yourselves. Three of Swords can represent an external thing that's coming in and kind of blocking your ability to concentrate. So get a counselor if you need to. Don't add anything to your schedule. This is a common theme that I've been seeing. It feels like you got it under control, but no more. Like no more extracurriculars, no more courses, no more social, like kind of keep it under control. Relationships could actually be impeding a little bit, whether it's your friends, family, or loved ones. It's spilling over a little bit, so have good boundaries and focus on what matters. I like this mentor that's coming through in the Hierophant. If you don't have one, it might be a great time to get one. If you haven't talked for a minute to your counselor or to someone at school, like a dean that can give you advice, this would be a great time to do just that. For those of you that are retired, one of the challenges right now is it feels like you don't fit in wherever you're at. But Six of Cups, the Lovers, and even the Hierophant, you're kind of coming through as someone that people would love to listen to, your stories, your advice, your life experiences. You could make new friends and younger friends too. So this is a great way to give back to the next generation. But it feels like some of you might be looking for love, friendship, and connections. Put the focus there for sure. That, of course, is a perfect segue into love. Lo and behold, what do we have here? The child. So for some of you, you are absolutely looking forward to expanding the family. There might also be like inner child energy that wants to come out and play. You might be meeting someone that's younger or that has a child attached to them, but we have this sort of young energy coming forth. In tarot, the children cards, or the cards that have kids on them, would be the Sun and the Six of Cups. And we have the Six of Cups here. If you wanted to get more involved in the community and give back, this is also a part of that. So making sure that there's something there for the next generation. But I also see the child as the fun, playful, and unedited version of yourself that sometimes we end up losing track of because we're so focused on making everybody happy, meeting everyone's expectations, and this is a reminder to have some fun and not take things so serious. All right, let's look at those who are currently partnered. I love the foundational card. You got together for the right reasons with the Lovers. We see potentially the stress of expanding the family, creating some ripples here because Empress, Six of Cups, and the child, that's pregnancy or adoption or surrogacy. And that creates new challenges, but also new opportunities in the family too. So just give it time. Anytime you add or extend the family, of course, there's going to be this feeling of, disruption or uneasiness. But I like this. I love the Six of Cups also as a representation of the relationship itself. What you could work on is recognizing one another. Thank you. I love you. I see you. Also, like, what's going on? How can I help? asking how you can be present is a great way to give the partner also this sort of like feeling of, wow, they really care. Listen more than you speak. If you need to be listened to, you can just say, you know what, I don't need advice. I just need a listening ear. Okay? Create better balance in the relationship when it comes to responsibilities, making sure that both parties feel seen and heard. Spoil yourself, spoil your partner a little bit, maybe plan a trip or something like that. Overall, I feel like this is manageable. There's just either a little misunderstanding or a little lack of being seen and heard. Good communication can help with that. I was going to move on, but I wanted to mention that Six of Cups, for those of you that might be trying to start a family, can be multiple births. Usually this would be twins, and oftentimes it's like a boy and a girl. And then we also have a page here. So there's even an option for like triplets, where one is just a regular baby, and then we have twins, where basically the cell splits. So be clear on how many births you want, because there could be multiple if you're interested. Let's pivot to those who are single and looking. Can you find someone? They're not in the environment. So I don't feel like this is someone you work with. It's not someone that you know. I do feel like you're ready, though. You've been calling this in for a while. This is a soulmate card, or a twin flame card, or just a deep, deep soul or karmic connection kind of card. So yes, but it's not who you think. It's not where you think. This person kind of comes charging in. With the King of Swords in reverse, this is someone who is outspoken and knows who they are and may even make the first move. Don't be afraid to approach them. We also have a Libra potentially coming forth here. The Hierophant shows a slight age gap. They could be more, either they're a little older or they're a little bit more experienced in life, and they just come through with this maturity. So yes, you can find someone. The main thing for you to focus on is happiness, and make sure if you've just gotten out of a breakup that you've rebounded enough to balance out this new energy, because it might get serious fast. Hierophant is someone that also is ready to commit, has a sort of traditional view of the dating and marriage picture in the future, and they want all of that. So make sure you want that too. Okay? Single and happy, good for you. Single and happy, really focus on creating more joy in your life, more balance in your life. The areas where you can create the most growth, interestingly enough, networking, teaching. Also, for those of you that want to practice a little bit more on your public speaking or just sort of like assertiveness skills, that's really coming through loud and clear. The child part here is also connecting with childhood dreams and making sure that they're realized in this moment in time. All right, let's wrap up here with the Destiny card. And this is beautiful. We have Isis, but she's reversed. Isis is about reclamation of magic. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. If there was someone in your life that made you feel less than, or that stole your lightning or thunder, this is a moment to say, you know what, that's not okay. Also, for those of you that didn't get the support that you needed as a child, Isis is closely connected to resurrection, rebirth, reinvention. So you can reforge yourself this time and say, I've always had it. I always had the potential to do it. Now I'm going to do it for myself. She's like one of the ultimate divine feminine cards. And just like the Empress, she's going to take care of herself. She's going to demand for that equity, like we saw here with the Justice card, and get people to pay attention. Okay? You've got the power. You've always had the power. Now it's your turn to do something with it. All right. Let's turn the attention to one last question. If you still need help with something and I haven't yet addressed it, go ahead and ask that question to Spirit. Give the cards a shuffle and we'll see what's coming through. Okay, we have a great card for that. As a yes or no, it's a yes. The Nine of Wands actually is telling you you're much closer than you realize. One thing that you might want to do is take a break and rest your mind. Usually there's a bandage on this card which shows a sense of fatigue or exhaustion. So give yourself a chance to rest and then finish what you've started. So that's also an encouragement before stepping into something new. Make sure all of the baggage has been, released. All of the things that you said you were going to do, you did. And then whatever you set your mind to do, you absolutely can. And you want to push to the finish line. This is a strong card. It's one that's been weathered a bit. So this person's been through a lot, but they haven't given up. So in this moment in time, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. You are just so close to making it happen, okay? Thank you guys so much for for being a part of this, for allowing me to read for you. If you enjoyed this reading, show me a little love and support by just hitting the subscribe button. It's free. It helps other people find the channel. It's a free way to say thanks, and I appreciate it. You can also like and leave a comment. Let me know what resonated most with you. If you'd like to get more information about me, you can go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. The link to my website is my name.com, nicholasashbaugh.com. All of my social media platforms also are my name, Nicholas Ashbaugh. I just recently joined Substack, but I'm on all the major ones, so feel free to go to the website and figure out which ones you want to follow. You can also, if you want to, give a contribution through PayPal from my website, or, as I mentioned earlier, book a private reading for a more in-depth conversation. Here on YouTube, you can show some support by becoming a sustaining member, basically setting it and forgetting it each month, and it's a really nice way to make sure that I can keep doing what I'm doing here, so thank you in advance. All right, before I wrap up, let's give Apollo a little pat on the head. All right, everybody, have a fantastic month ahead. Thank you so much for being the best part of what I do here on YouTube. You can check out my main page for more information on daily, monthly, and weekly videos. Until I see you again, be well.